Now, I think I am live, so this is great. Uh, yeah, this is an interesting session we're gonna have today. The goal is really just to do something different. So, yeah, we're gonna play some Geoguessr. Well, not necessarily play it. I'm instead focusing on practicing it. So, bear with me. Hopefully, this is something that people like. We're in Denmark, land of the Danes. You can tell by how flat and boring looking it is. Sorry, Danes. Hey, we're entering some wooded regions. I can't believe it. This country's actually hilly. uh, hmm. Not really seeing much yet. Uh, I'm just going to make a random guess, which is that this is very close to the sea. This is very close to the northern half, but that's the extent of it. Hi, dude. How do you transfer a good headshot percentage? Right now I have a bad one, but a good spray control. Okay. Hi, Griftius. How do I transfer a good headshot percentage? What do you mean transfer? You mean just get a good headshot percentage? I think one thing a lot of beginners do wrong in CS is they press M1 or whatever their shoot key is before they're actually aiming at the target. So practice reacting slower. So you want to react in a certain way where you're gonna take your time to aim at the head and then take that shot. So that might be a very simple thing. Another thing would just probably be to focus on good crosshair placement. Make sure your crosshair is at head height and you're taking the right angles and you're not you're placing your crosshair at the right distance from the wall based on the type of peak you're expecting, and that can help you improve your headshot percentage. All right, I really can't. Hello, Dane, little boy. He looks kind of cold. Well, we know we're in Denmark, so yeah, that's true, Terry. Eventually, it will become a CS2 tips and tricks session, but before that, let's focus more on trying to figure out where in Denmark we are. Some cache utility. Yeah, once it's announced as like the new map in rotation, I am down to play test and come up with nades on cache. How do I know it's Denmark? I saw a bollard. I saw a Danish bollard. Yes, I'm really trying to grind my Geoguessr trivia. So okay, that's a lake. And yeah, sorry that there's no music. I can't be bothered to figure out some chill music. But you can see the Spotify stuff I'm listening to. So good luck with that. You know what? This is a really boring country, so I am just gonna guess somewhere that looks nice and northern. Well, there was a lake, so look at this area. A lot of lakes. Are there lakes in here? Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna guess something like this. It was here. Okay, by the way, I'm using an extension so that after I make a guess, after I see what's happening, it gives me some context so I can learn. This is why it's a Geoguessr training session. So if you see certain meta cues being recommended, just we all can learn together. And what we learned is that most Danish streets end in veg, or I'm assuming it's vej, which means street. So lovely. Danes being weird as always. Sorry about that. We're in Finland. Nice to meet you, Dr. Wraith. Hello, Kenja boy. How are you doing? Not to repeat. Well, I guess I am repeating. We're in Finland. The thing is there anything that tells us where we are? Not really. And honestly, Finland is such a hard country to try to figure out. I'm just gonna guess somewhere right here, and let's see what we get. There we go. Yeah. I have 40% DNA from Finland. Good for you, Kenja boy. There was a point where I was trying to learn Finnish, and I gave up on it because I don't think I'll ever have the chance to move there. So why waste time on that? Michael O'Kane, how often do you play CS? If you ask in the sense of playing to grind and improve, not anymore at all. I'm more busy in life. But how often do I open CS to come up with new ideas, test things, test ideas other people are sharing? Quite often, yeah. Eastern Europe. Let's have a look at the license. Whoa, what? I can't read this language, sadly. Oh, this is BR. Well, no, this is a European map pack. So, yeah, that looks kind of Portuguese, does it not? Or am I just making a declarative statement for no reason? My mother understands some Finnish, but it is a very difficult language. It is most certainly, and it doesn't help that, Finland is really obsessive about how hard they want to make it for immigrants. Like, you have to have really good language skills, and even then you need some residency and stuff. So, yeah, as much as I admire it and I would have loved to try it, I've given up on it. So, sorry, Finns. Now I'm learning Norwegian instead. And, if only you were a more reasonable language, it would have been different. All right, this is... I can't tell. This could... Primaria Kazasu. Spain, I can see it. Yeah. As a Finnish person, I can't blame anyone for not wanting to learn Finnish. Easily one of the hardest languages. It's not the hard part that was really scaring me off. I was very excited to actually learn something hard and something that I admired. It's more that, oh, there we go. Maybe this person who said Romania, an Owen, is actually right. I don't recognize all the Eastern European flags, but I think that's Romanian. So, good call, an Owen. Love it. I'm glad that I'm already getting some support, and I guess it's the concrete polls that give it away. So yeah, I'm not opposed to learning Finnish. It's just that the amount of investment I'd have to put in and versus the return, which is that I don't even know if I'd ever get to live in Finland. I don't really see any part. Yeah. Any plans for more covers after watching your Dirge for November video? I've been nonstop trying to learn that fingerstyle intro myself. Well, thanks for that. I'm glad you found that video helpful with the tabs. I do have plans for more covers. They're not immediately Opeth. The next band I'm trying to cover is Insomnium. They're a Finnish band, but they have a lot of solos in their stuff, so that's a bit complicated. Okay, Romas. We're in Latvia. Hell yeah, look at that. It's the intuition, man. It was giving Latvian. But yeah, I do plan to put more covers out and also maybe some shorts for some solo tabs and stuff like that. So yeah, hopefully you have fun with that. Kenja boy, Sweden sounds good too, but I guess I went with Norway. Norway also has a lot of metal bands, so I don't know. It will be my aesthetic. It will be fine. We have many words with multi-meanings. Yeah, that's true. There's the classic, what is it? Kuusi, that's spruce. That's also moon. It's just weird, yeah. Language gave it away. Plus, Spain and Portugal never looked like that. Yeah, I agree. It did give Eastern European vibes. It's just that, there is the meme that, hey, Portugal is basically an Eastern European country in every map or data statistics you would see. So, okay. Dashed lines on the outside. Looks a bit... This is Norway, is it not? I'm just going to go Norway, south of Norway. Okay, it wasn't Norway, it was Sweden. If you feel like you're in a Nordic country and see short dashed outer lines, you're likely in Finland. Norway uses longer dashed lines. Okay, that's my confusion. Good to know. Yeah. All right. Honestly, this looks like Greece. Don't ask. I have really been grinding my bollards. And if it's Greece, the problem is I don't know how to tell where in Greece I am. I haven't trained hard enough for that. But I feel pretty convinced that this is Greece. If you learn Norwegian, you will be able to speak to Swedish people. Yeah. That's good, Kenja boy. And I do think that, yes, that would be great. And I know that, from Counter-Strike stuff that I've seen about teams and all, I would also be able to understand Danes. So that's fine. Yes, confirmation, we are in Greece. And I am not going to go through a bunch of Greek alphabet just to figure out where we are. So let's just try to guess out of landscape, which is not helpful at all. But we see some flatness. I'm just going to guess in like this island. No. In fact, we were really close to Thessaloniki. Okay. By the way, if you want to listen to the stuff I'm listening to, check the Spotify widget right there. And you can listen to some metal if you're into it. And yeah. Also, let me know if my volumes are all fine. If I'm too loud, I'll move my mic away or adjust the volume or something. Uaga. That doesn't even sound like a language. Okay, so this is definitely Czech or Slovakian, something very similar to that. So let's try to see if we can get any clue that gives it away. Reading Danish is possible. Understanding them speak is a challenge, though. Yeah, they really need to take the potatoes out of their mouth. Like, I don't know why they talk that way. That is a Polish flag. So, okay, we know we're in Poland. Yeah. Rozadka, Wola. Yeah, no, I'm not going to try it. Poland, yeah, it'll be. So I figured it was Poland off that flag. It's just it's hard without any actual sign. And Poland is a notoriously same-ish looking country. You can't really distinguish different parts of it very easily. So I am just going to put it smack dab in the middle of Poland. And would you look at that? That was good. Darkoff asks, what do you recommend to a player who gets good amount of kills but still loses games? Yeah, that's a fair point, and we've all been there. Maybe some of us are not there. Some of us aren't good at getting kills. You have to recognize that the objective of the game isn't to get the most kills, but to win the most rounds and then convert the game. So there's a false sense of progress when you do things that improve your kills, but aren't actually improving the odds of your team winning. What makes your team win? Well, playing for the objective, which means, for example, if you're on the T side, you have to, enter the bomb site, you gotta plant the bomb and stuff. And if you're not doing that, instead you're busy lurking on the corner, you're gonna get more kills, but you're not gonna win the round. So playing more for the objective, that's a great idea. Playing more with your team and playing in a part of a plan. Like, hey, we're gonna execute here. This person show presence first, then this utility comes. Those are things that you can do even with randos and will improve your round win percentages. Yeah. At some point, guys, like once I've trained enough, I'm going to start a YouTube series called Road to 25K, and I'm just going to try to make Geoguessr content as well. I have no clue what this is, but, I mean, sounds Eastern European. At some point when people get frustrated with Europe, we'll just switch to some other map pack, or just, take like a world map pack and just try to figure out if we can do good. All I know is we saw a lot of windmills. You're stuck in 17, 18K. Thanks for the advice. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Hopefully, good luck getting out of it. And if there's any suggestion that probably helps people play, it is to find teammates that you like to consistently play with. It doesn't have to be the whole team, but if you always queue with a buddy and you know how to play off of each other, your chemistry together will enable you to do more than just getting kills, but actually do things right. So that could be something that's very interesting to try out. Is that a sign? Carriera. Can't really make anything out of it. Guys, any opinions of where we are? What country this is? These road markers are interesting. Oh, I feel like I've heard this. Yeah, tough one. What's up, Francisco? Romania? Why not? Let's do it, but I don't think this is Romania. No way. No way. Don't tell me you Googled it, okay? I don't want people Googling stuff, okay? If you have an actual context, share that so we all can learn together. Just don't Google a sign, okay? That's not fun. But, yeah, within Europe. This is good to know. This is very unique. Well, Francisco, it's a bit too late. All right, let's do a little bollard guessing. This is a Czech or Slovakian bollard, so that's great. doesn't help that like those two countries have exactly the same. No way I'm listening to Rivers of Nile. Yeah, that album is amazing. I'm trying to get into it. Like the first two songs are very good. The rest of the album kind of like didn't hit me as much the first time I listened to it. But hey, never hurts to get into it. I don't know if you know it, Zach, but I'm a raging metalhead. Like I would hope my viewers know it's obvious, but whatever. Going by the hilly terrain, I'm gonna guess it's Slovakia. Shoot. That's a website. It's Slovakia, see? Well, I don't know where it would be, but let's just try this. Okay, it was the complete other side of Slovakia, but hey, that's good. You're the first brown boy to get it popping on CS, man. I'm so proud of you. I'm glad you feel that way, but I don't think I am. I think there's others. Are there not like, isn't there like Furious? I don't watch him at all, but he does post some stuff, right? Don't we have Launders? Like, Launders is popping on CS. Well before I did. Yeah. Are you Launder's son? No, I'm Launder's dad. Also, how the hell do I say your name? Launders and Bleh. Bleh, let's not forget Bleh. Just because he's in Asia doesn't mean that, like, you know, he doesn't count. Like, yeah. The new Deaf Heaven album, I haven't heard it, Krupniok, yet. I honestly, from the little stuff I heard of it, I wasn't too wowed by it. I feel like Deaf Heaven have a reputation because they appeal to a mainstream audience with all black metal sensibilities, which is why people love them. I just listen to black metal anyways, so it's not like they wow me, but maybe I need to listen to their actual album to make a definitive conclusion on whether they're good or not. And I feel it is time to change albums, so all right, I'll do that. The devil's subordinates aren't welcome in my eyes. Well, I'm sorry, Ismarin, but I am, you know, I'm a metalhead, so I know what that classifies me as. So, okay, I think we're either in Sweden or Norway, and based off of the clue we had earlier, I'm gonna guess this is Sweden. So, let's do it. By the way, check out this album if you like new metal or, you know, something that's more like Linkin Park. I highly recommend it. Yeah, I'm just gonna guess it's Sweden. Would you look at that? Yeah. Well, it's Greek. That's hard. Yeah. You love metal too? That's great. That's great. Metal's great. Shoot, I just had something come up, so I'm heading out. Well, see you, Terry. Thanks for saying hi. Thanks for asking questions if I'm not wrong. So, yeah, take care. Take care. Why am I even bothering? It's Greece. It's going to be, let's just say somewhere right here. It was right there. Who are some of my favorite bands? I wonder if I can, is there a way to pull it up? If I can, I'll just state it right now. We're in Italy, by the way. Mine would probably be Opeth, Enslaved, Insomnium. They're really good. Other stuff I like, Imperial Triumphant. They've been really nice lately. I listen to a lot of variety of metal, so yeah. Mastodon is great. Gojira are fine too. Yeah, a lot of variety. I feel like I've been in the same spot before because, you know, this is a finite map pack. So I am going to guess right here. Yeah. Was it the same spot I'd been in before? Yeah, it was. I've been here before. Yeah. Opeth are great, and I have a song cover on my YouTube channel in case you didn't know, Zach. So you should look that up. Yeah. Yeah. What are your guys' some favorite metal? I know a lot of metal, even if I haven't heard everything out there. Is this Spain? It's very dry. Yeah. If you want a cool, catchy album to check out this one by Thornhill, Bodies. Great album. Okay, some questions came in from Francisco. I play CS2 sometimes in a very strong lobby, level 10 average. and I'm level 4. Yeah, you just don't do that. The skill gap is going to cut. I need to pause whatever I'm doing. The music, sorry. The skill gap is sufficient enough that you are not learning good habits. That doesn't mean you shouldn't play with them at all, but stop making that your priority of wanting to improve. Use that to learn, use that to have fun, but really, if you want to improve, you have to play people at your same level and know how to outduel them and then improve that gradually. You can't just be thrown in, like, it's like, for example, I don't know how to swim, right? And if I were to learn how to swim, I would start on the shallow end of the pool. I wouldn't just straight up jump into some lake and then expect that I'll just like be a master swimmer. So in the same way, there has to be a gradual learning curve. So yeah, you can't really go in for that. Communication and all is fine, but really, like, it is a team game, and I'm glad you're doing something about that, but that's not sufficient. You do want to improve yourself rather than just being a bot who has a certain amount of competence, and that gives your team something. It's more important that, you play for fun and improve, and then eventually come to that level. And it's good that you're trying something that's hard, but at the same time, be realistic, if that helps. Spain. Somewhere in Spain. Yeah. I didn't see the yellow guardrails, so okay, that's a context maybe for next time. Mexico is pretty good. I've seen them live twice. Very nice. The first time I saw them live, I got like their shirt, and I asked for a small size, and they gave me a women's shirt. Like I didn't realize it. I went home, I put the shirt on, and I was like, wait a minute, I have a lot of cleavage all of a sudden. So that was not nice. I would think this is Finland. I'm pretty certain this is Finland. But it could be a Baltic country, so let's wait on that. But Michigan are great. The second time I saw them, I got a proper shirt, a man's shirt, and I moshed like crazy. Great time. Yeah. Yo, Wraith, why is it that virtually every pro team on Mirage throws a top mid smoke in conjunction with a window and occasionally a con smoke? Every pug I've ever played, no one ever throws top mid. The reason is if you only throw one, teams can break it. And then the other thing is, one is limited because it almost always implies you're doing a certain finite set of strategies. Whereas if you use multiple smokes, because of the cover it gives you, because of the different angles they might cover, it gives you more variety, which means the CT team has to be more on their toes, and they can't just assume that, hey, only one smoke thrown, which means that they're swinging out mid in a certain way, if that makes sense to Zolsi. So the reason you feel like the top mid smoke gives CTs opportunities to play around it is because your own team doesn't know how to use the top mid smoke to punish CTs. It's there to give you more cover, and you need to know how to play around it and use it and throw flashes and play with your teammates. And that's something that, you'll have to develop. I don't see Shikam, by the way, so we haven't seen anything that has helped yet. And when people ask questions, I get a little distracted, so I haven't traveled much on this map yet. Yeah, so 2 sets of nades on outside nuke is something that you will see in pro CS, but that doesn't necessarily have to be in your own games, because you're not playing pros. You're not playing people who coordinate their own utility and layer their HEs to make sure that they break your smokes. Yeah. There was a bullard. Oh, look at that bullard. Finland or Estonia? I don't think it's Latvia, so I'm just gonna go on my gut instinct. It's a country that has, is just entirely forest. It has to be Finland, so let's go. Yes! Okay, Iceland? Maybe? Okay, it's not Iceland because I haven't seen a single bullard yet. Yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to go further along. I'm gonna go speed it. How many hours would I say I have on Geoguessr so far? wait, let me check this. So, okay, we're driving on the right side, so we can't be in an English, like, you know, an English colony, former English colony. I don't really know how many hours I have. I haven't tracked it, but hey, I've played it for years, and I'm thinking of starting to do content about it. So we'll have to see. Francisco, yeah, just say it. Don't keep it to yourself. We're all here sharing idea. Maybe it is Iceland, and I'll feel like an idiot for thinking it wasn't Iceland, but I haven't seen a bullard yet. Wait a minute. This is Norway. This is Norway. And I'm going to guess somewhere far north. I just don't know how far north, so let's do it. Yes! What gave it away? What gave it away? Let me show you on Plonket. This gave it away. The green license plate. Hey, I'm so smart. Okay, so quite a bit. Yeah. I try to get into it, but there's just so much to learn. That's true, but at the same time, think of it like trivia, right? Like, trivia is kind of fun. And if you're a geography person, then it's even more fun because you get to learn more about other countries and stuff. Yellow lines, maybe that's true, Francisco. I didn't check that, but I figured it out from the license plate. So there we go. Good job, Norway. Do I ever play duels? No. Right now, I'm only in my training phase. And then at some point, I don't really care to play competitively right now. I just want to first improve my score. So likely the first thing I'm going to do once I'm out of training is trying to get a perfect 25k score. And, you know, that will be a YouTube series for sure. Okay, bollards. French-looking bollards. There's a sign, and if it says Rue, yeah, we're in France. We're in France, ladies and gentlemen. There are probably no ladies here, so just gentlemen. And Clace, Rue is French. D, 36 and 14. All right. Is Clace a big city? I feel like it's a prominent enough city that we could probably find it. That's Calais, not Clace. All right, let's see if we can find D14. The problem is I have to zoom in so much. Ooh. No, this is... You're right, Buyaka. Okay, it can't be Canada because, one, it's not car-centric enough, if that makes sense. The bollards are French, and also, I'm playing a Europe map pack, so... yeah, I can't do that. Time Guesser, Zach. I've never played that. What is Time Guesser? That'd be something. That sounds funny. Yeah. No, this is Europe. Okay, it says it right here. It's a European map pack that I'm practicing on. So don't worry about it being outside of Europe. It's just that, you know, it's French, and I can't be bothered. Yeah, like it was impossible to find where this was. Like, D14 only comes in when you zoom so much, so yeah, screw it. No, it's true, Buyaka, but I'm training. If you look at the title, I'm specifically training. I'm not trying to do something fancy. And this should be noted. It looks kind of like a lightning bolt or like an S. That's a French sign. It would Technologic if I were playing a duel, but right now, since I'm just practicing, time doesn't really matter here. No, it's fine, Buyaka. It's fine. La Pedra. Portuguese? It is a museum, which means there should be more signs coming up shortly. So let's see what we get. Ha, I see. Oh, it gives you a picture, and you have to guess the location and year of the photo. Usually it's a historical event in the picture or a semi-famous location. Sounds cool. Sounds not as much geographical as, like, sort of cultural, which maybe is not something I'll immediately jump into, but hey, we'll see. De la is Spanish. Okay, noted. And it says Valenciana, so let's go check Valencia and see if we can find something nearby. Palomito... No, not really. Portuguese doesn't use les or la, le, anything like that. Ah, very cool, very cool. See, this is why we're playing Geoguessr. We're being educated as we play. Oh, I'm certain Buyake will be used because that smoke. I think we will hop into CS at some point, because I am a CS YouTuber and we can discuss this. But in CS:GO, there were already smokes people were using for like Heaven one ways to set up retakes, and the smoke I shared is basically going to do the same role. Now, how quick will it be? I don't know, because a lot of pro teams also have like very defined ways in which they use utility. So they need to account for a certain bit of util into their system. But I'm certain that some team will use it in some round to get an advantage, because Nuke is just so popular a map, and so often do you have to do retakes from Heaven. So yeah, it will get used. Potato says Google Street View is a mind-blowing accomplishment. Like if you time travel to the 80s and told someone that you can explore entire countries from your computer, they'd freak. That's true, and there's so many things that, with technology sound so much cooler. But you're right, it is an accomplishment, and now, we even take it for granted. Like, you end up in India, my home country, and you're like, oh, it's shit cam, like the coverage is awful, and I know it's India. It's funny how we even have standards now of how good it has to look. So yeah, interesting. That's a beautiful mountain, by the way. Just look at that. Like, does it not look so epic? I still haven't seen any signs since what we saw then. Okay, just as I say it. Povla de Belestar. I don't see anything. You know what? I'm just gonna hedge my bets at Valencia. Yeah, that was close. See, who do I want to see win the major? Okay, who do I want to see? I think I want Falcons to win, just so that Nico gets his major finally and m0NESY gets a major, and it would kind of like throw an interesting wrinkle into the Vitality era. But who is gonna win the major? Man, Vitality are looking too strong right now. Yeah. I remember studying some India tips and not getting a single India round in like weeks. Yeah. Fascinating stuff. I can very easily recognize India if I end up there, because, I can read almost all of northern India's language in Hindi. FaZe is an interesting one to want to see win the major. I mean, Simple winning a major. If Simple breaks the game and that's why FaZe win the major, that would be an amazing spin on our reality. So yeah, most certainly. I think most of the neutrals want Falcons to win, which is kind of funny given everyone hated them not long ago. Yeah, I still hate many aspects about the team, right? Like the entire politics behind it. But like, I do really want Nico and m0NESY to get their major and be done with it. So yeah, let's just hope they're able to do that. FaZe would be a funny storyline if they win. When you come up with nades, are you brute force figuring it out or using tools? I remember in CSGO there was nade finder engines. Yeah, WG, I brute force it. Now, it's not brute forcing as in like I'm sitting and testing every lineup at every angle. It's more like when I get an idea that a certain utility is possible, I will start finding positions where it would be appropriate to throw it from, testing angles, testing around with like distance, and then eventually figuring out if a utility is possible or not. And given I'm not using any engine, sometimes I may make a conclusion such as I can't find a certain grenade, and then it turns out I actually, someone else did, and then I feel kind of silly for giving up on it. But that's fine. It's a learning process, and I'm not claiming to be the person who finds every grenade. So yeah, but yes, I don't use any kind of engine, and maybe I should. Maybe it would make my life a bit easier, but it's okay. I don't grind CS that much to feel that's that necessary. So we're in a Cyrillic-speaking country. I'm going to guess it's Bulgaria or Ukraine. And I don't know, it looks kind of hilly, so I'm going to go for Bulgaria. Look at that. Kind of like my home country. I feel like it's easy to identify the country itself, but where inside of it is the hard part. That's true, Francisco. But so, for example, I was playing game night with some of my friends, and we were doing a competitive GeoGuessr. And when you're playing against normies, they can't immediately guess what country it is. So guessing the country is a huge bonus. Now, of course, if it's a big country like, if it's a big country like Brazil, like that's tough. Like you really figuring out where you are in Brazil. You know, if you place right down here and then turns out here, and someone guessed Venezuela, not that it has coverage, they might get more points than you. But like the point is, country is a good starting point, and then there may be ways in which you can regionalize the country and then you improve, and that goes great as well. Yeah. I'm going to lower my voice volume just because I feel like I might be peaking too much. Let me know if that's happening at all. Zach, yeah, I guess FaZe is popular in NA, but it's kind of funny how, right? Like, you know, FaZe was the one that denied NA, or nearly denied NA its major, and now all of a sudden we're rooting for FaZe. So that'd be kind of funny, is all. Yeah. Yeah, of course. In Masters, where I play, you kind of have to start region guessing, especially in big countries. True, true. Yeah. That's true, WG. The content I posted it's kind of like YouTube Shorts, but I don't post on Shorts because I think when Shorts came out, they were a horrible format. You can't like control the volume, scroll the video. The resolution makes no sense for viewing on a computer. Even now, I think YouTube Shorts are really cringe. But short form videos on YouTube, yes, that's what I started with, and it's not that big a deal, but I should concede, like, if someone's trying to copy that, like, you're not going to make any money out of it. So you just be aware of that. And okay, let's think of what Nerd Out here does with his channel. He just takes a bunch of shorts and compiles them into a large tips video. So yeah, like, it's not like what I did was entirely unique, but at the same time, yeah, like, a lot of people are into it. Elite getting the major would be great too. Yeah. Though, you know, he wouldn't be doing it from an NA team, so that kind of sucks. What? That was... Guys, surely that was not orange, but red. Now I look silly. Oh, I don't know this at all. I haven't looked at enough FaZe games to know what their player positions are, Technologic. But I'm sure that's a problem, yeah. I reached 2.6 elo knowing just the minimum basic amount of nades and grinded basically aim and game awareness exclusively. Nade lineups are good, but you have to realize it's not the only thing that wins you a game, right? Like, I think being a solid player who can play a certain way is going to be the best route, which means that you should study some nades, you should practice your aim, you should practice movement, you should play some actual games and try to improve. Those are all things that will help you out. Okay, we see some flags. Definitely peaking a bit, but I'm not sure if it's a volume thing, more that you're just speaking with super high energy. Quite possible. I should move the mic away from myself, and I can lower the volume. Yes. But noted. Thank you for letting me know. All right, what flags do we... Sorry, I didn't swear. I checked myself, okay, before I swore. We don't see any actual flags. Instead, we just see the Kmart or whatever, the Circle K. It's a nice intersection. It makes me think we're in a Baltic country. And what would be great is if I saw a bullard that would help me recognize which Baltic country it is. I think this is Lithuania. And because I think they have this, like, accent above, whereas Latvia doesn't. No, Latvia does, but over the Z and E, whereas this one was over the C. And then there's I'm going to just guess it's Lithuania. Oh, we do have a pedestrian crossing sign. That's a good point. I don't know the difference between the Baltic pedestrian signs. This one has 3, and I don't know, kind of racy looking man. But let me clarify. He looks like he's running. And I'm just going to go with Lithuania. And it was Lithuania. Smelly OG. The head was not attached. No. Okay, we're in Denmark. Eventually we'll come across some intersection and then, we're going to feel great. Because Denmark actually has really nicely annotated intersections, and you can basically figure out what road you're on once you're at an intersection. Put and take. Well, that doesn't help. Salingalunda. Is that a prominent place? Haven't seen it yet. Okay. We haven't found it yet, so let's keep going until we see a major intersection. No move duel with friends. Yeah, I think it's a great way to, improve in the game. I agree, Booyaka. And I have done that, but again, right now I'm trying to just own my skills at just average geoguessing. Salinga. Okay, this is helpful. Odense and... Okay, Odense is a big city. So if we zoom out, it should pop up. I think somewhere right around here, right? Where's Odense? Oh, no, it's right here. Okay. Ignore whatever I said. So if we turn towards the north, it's Odense on 43. So 43 is right here. Salinge, and if I'm not wrong, this is the turn for Salinge. So this is likely... I think we saw this thing, and yeah, this is exactly what we see right here. Salinge Agade. And we just have to go to the start where we were, and we went towards the south to reach right here. So let's try this. Raskin Rum. Bunch of houses, rural houses. And this is the first main road we see. It does say way. Come on. There we go. Skovlund Way. All right. Do we see a Skovlund Way? This is right here. It turns away. Does it turn in there? It does. So we started somewhere right around here. And let's guess it. No! Just 1 point shy of 5K. That was good, though. That was a good find. We're in Spain, and we're on N420. Blaze it. I don't smoke or drink, by the way, just in case anyone's curious. N420. All right. Kilometer 368. That doesn't help, though. Oh, the Bullard would have told me as well. All right. We're headed sort of west, northwest-ish. And that looks like right around here, maybe? I just don't know if there's any good marking. So let's figure that out. Do you drink at all? Lucky you. I don't drink at all, yeah. Just never had the interest in drinking. Never liked the taste. Saves me a lot of money. It means I end up as designated driver a lot when I hang out, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, please, Spain. Give me a sign. Zoom, zoom. There are no signs. Okay. The road is turning a bit westward and then about to turn a bit towards the southwest. And to me, I feel like this was the area. Let's just try it. Oh my god. I was not even close. So sad. Where are we? I feel like a real tryhard would just guess off of the electric pole. I don't know the poles yet. I haven't pole trained. Okay, intersection. Nothing here. I mean, Pont Dieu. Is this French? BF. Maybe. We keep going. Oh, there was a car! Come back, come back. To no surprise, it's an EU car. It's a BMW. There's a bus sign. No, it's not a bus sign. Yeah. D'Argent. That is French. I mean, I hope I don't embarrass myself when it turns out not to be France, but I feel pretty confident that we are in France. I think when this run ends, we'll go play some, test some nades in CS, and then if anyone has any questions, I can answer them by hopping into the appropriate map. Okay, we know we're in France, and I'm just going to get somewhere North France. Oh, I tried. France? Is this one of the island France zones? No, I think we're just in France itself. D131. Oh, well, there's no point zooming in for the D highways. So we just have to figure out based off of this. Serbia, Bosnia, Montenegro. So I haven't practiced enough to end up in them. What I have done is study the bollards, and I think I can differentiate between Serbia and Montenegro based on the bollards. Bosnia is not in Geoguessr yet. And the others, yeah, like I think I have improved at differentiating the Eastern European countries. So yeah. But, I mean, notoriously, yes, the Balkan countries are hard to distinguish. Does seem to be that way. Nevers. Whatever, I'm just going to guess right here. Woo! Alright, last map. Last round, and then we are going to hop into some CS. And we are in Bulgaria, maybe? Oh, that's a Bulgarian flag right there. Yes, we are in Bulgaria. The Bulgar. Chernichevo. Oh. Okay, it was mountainous, so I'm gonna look right around here somewhere. Oh, this is not going as well as I thought it would. Hey, let's just guess here. Oh, this was a small place. It would have been tough to figure out. All right, that was great. I'm glad we went through that, but I think I am now going to hop into some CS. So we all should have some more fun stuff to come up with. So see you all in that. Time to posture check, everyone. Let's check our postures. And I probably have to turn on game volume as well. All right, we're here. I don't know what we should test. Is there anything anyone has any questions about? Otherwise, I might test some utility that I've been cooking, and then we can make a call on if it's worthy of a video or not. Actually, wait, cash is now in the game, right? Am I wrong? No, cash is still not in the game. Valve just bought it. That's the only thing that's happened. Did I do the pick'ems? No, because I probably don't care to pay for the the pass. So no, I haven't done my pick'ems, and don't ask for my opinions either. They're probably not going to help. Though I will say, I did predict Navi to win the major at Copenhagen, but that's the best pick'em I've ever done. Any good Mirage TopCon smokes? I used to remember some, but honestly, ever since we've had the new smokes that just bloom and cover from the bottom itself, people have been focusing a lot more on that one instead. But the one I used to have in CSGO, it shows how much I haven't practiced a con smoke, was something like, I think this. Oh, that's not even close. That's not even close. But I think you're getting the point that, you know, if you, where do you want it from? We could figure something out. And otherwise, you can always look up online. I'm sure everyone else has some other lineups. When do you double molly elbow on Ancient as opposed to just insta smoking from spawn? Are you talking about on CT side? Booyaka, I'd really appreciate showing what to do as CT on mid Anubis, especially when they take mid with their util set. Okay. Why not? Yeah. The one thing I do want to show off, I guess, are the tall smokes that I have, which are this is smoke 1 and this is smoke 2, and let's just check that they both land. Smoke 1, smoke 2. Check those out. There's a video on my channel that you can look up if you think this util set is cool. I love this stair smoke. It's the best smoke because it lands so deep and it doesn't bloom out at all. But I don't know. Some people, like the whole pro scene is insistent on throwing a stair smoke that lands so far out that it spreads out. But hey, that's just, I guess, you know, how they want to play CS. All right, so let's... Best stair smoke doesn't cover sandwich. Well, did mine cover sandwich? Come on. Mine spread so well. Yeah, it didn't come out that well. Have you tried playing with headshot damage prediction? The amount of fake dinks in this game is discouraging. Yes, it is discouraging. Have I attempted to do anything about it? No. I just, you know, when I play, I just shoot. And let's hope that I get the kill. All right, let's switch to Anubis to answer some questions about what you can do as a CT at mid. But yes, so to Zosi, I don't see a reason why you'd want to double molly as opposed to just insta-smoking from spawn, but you see people do it sometimes. It's a matter of choice, because if you double molly, then they have to use up a smoke. So if they're trying to rush it and then you shut it down, then that's great too. If they're not rushing, then the smoke works great as well, so that's an option too. I think what's important is adding variations for everything you do so that the other team can't just assume you're going to do a certain thing the entire time. All right, so... what do you do at mid? First of all, if you can delay throwing your Molotov here, and you should probably start with a molly first rather than the smoke, because the smoke doesn't stop them from rushing. If you can delay that molly by a few seconds, or the other team doesn't rush unless they throw util or something like that, that's a great thing where you just sort of delay that molly because, of course, as a CT, your molly is really important. And if you can keep that for longer, then that's great. Now, you can, of course, play like off of a flash pop at the start of the round, or play somewhere right around here in front of the door and try to take aim duels. A good T-side team is eventually going to use some smoke for this right here, and then they will have some Molotov. I'm just going to show the silliest, easiest version that I know. And then they will try to apply pressure here. Now, the way this util belt is thrown, it's not instantaneous, right? So when you see this coming, if you expect this to come, you can have a setup with a teammate who is going to be just holding a flash that pops above mid, and you try to peek ahead of that utility or when the Ts are trying to take some map control. And that's when you fight them. And then you get that one kill and fall back. Now, you have to recognize, if the other team is using their util, they're going to eventually get the map control. They're doing things the right way. So you can't stop that map control, but you can do your best to slow them down, get a pick here and there, disrupt everything they're doing, and that's great. The other option is play passive. So if they're not using the right util to maybe fight around here, or when they're crossing towards camera, they're not checking this angle, you can punish that as well. And in the last case, if they actually do know how to take things properly, sometimes it's okay to give it up and then play on the other sides of the map. So knowing, hey, I can't actually completely play mid. Instead, let me just play for info in a way where I make sure they don't sneak up on me. And then if they want to take some actual map control, they use util, which will force me back, and then I'll reposition. And then you can maybe join your A player, for example, help them take A main control, and then you can post up on an angle like this. And it just makes it harder for the Ts to benefit from having that mid control, because when they take mid control with a lot of util, with a lot of players there, they weaken some other part of the map, and that's where what you're hunting for. So hopefully that helps you out, Buyaka. Yeah. Bro, hello, I love you. I love you too, Standard Gaming. With a Virtus Pro sign. Do you have some good utility to be aggressive on ASCT? Are you talking about Anubis Technologic? I don't remember all the util off the top of my head right now, but people have lineups for smokes that land here. And you can try to first delay Ts a few rounds, and once they're conditioned, then just jump up on here and use the smoke kind of as a sneaky one-way and try to take this fight. It's hard being aggressive. Things I like to do on ecos, sometimes I hold Zeus's here. If you ever watch me live streaming or watch me playing with Jackson CS2 Tactics, I love going for Zeus kills. It's always a very it's part of the mental game. So that's something you can try out. Maybe if you can post up on an angle here or play like a setup where you're anti-flash and you have an upper holding. Maybe if you can jiggle right here with a smoke out, so as soon as there's or molly out, as soon as there's contact, you can just molly fall back. That's great too. Those are all different options for playing aggressive on A. Of course, if you can rush it and have a teammate throw a flash for you, that's also great too. So, don't be afraid of those different things. I love your content. You're a natural instructor teacher. I'm glad you feel that way, Buyaka. What do you think about the CT Molly change? It's dog shit. I hate it. It makes no sense that the CT Molly is worse than the T Molly, and it's still more expensive. So, yeah, I don't know what Valve are doing. They need to revert the Molly. They need to make the CT Molly cheaper. And I would also just say, hey, give the CT Molly something over the T Molly, and the best thing that I can recommend is have the CT Molly never explode until it touches the ground. So CTs can then line up instant lineups for Molotovs, and that'd be so cool. And a lot of people are like, oh, that's going to break the game. Well, so what? And first of all, do you even think it will break the game? Because a Molly still needs to land at a spot in the right amount of time to stop someone. Otherwise, it doesn't matter if you can throw cross-map Molotovs. If it doesn't land fast enough, it's not going to slow down the Ts. So honestly, I think that'd be a great change for Valve to do, where they revert the Molly, so the incendiary, so it lasts as long, spreads as much as the T Molly, and then also add the feature that doesn't explode until it touches the ground. That'd be an amazing change, but that's just my bias leaking through. Yeah. No, I agree, yes. Banana is just broken. Now it just comes down to, hey, just take the aim duel. And there's no benefit to being really good with utility on the CT side on Inferno. So I agree with that. Yeah, that is a problem. Other thing I had, I was trying to test up a lineup, something like this. Yeah, that works. Not exactly what I wanted, but also I'm using a CT Molly, so it doesn't spread as much. And then the other one that I had was this one right here. Yeah. So that's a pretty cool Molly combo on the T side, where you throw the first one to clear door, and then immediately throw the second one, assuming a teammate drops you a Molly there, and then you can work mid-control with that. So that might be a cool thing to try out. Any other questions? I think they should just revert the low spread, and that's it. Damage nerf is fine, because it gives the T an opportunity to take a cool risk. No, I think it's the dumbest thing to ever to give the CTs a bad Molotov. The CT side needs Molotovs more than the T side. CT sides have to spread apart on the map when at the start and defend a choke point. So if they have a Molly, they should be rewarded for buying that expensive utility by getting an easier time holding an angle. Okay, Anson, I'll check that out. Thanks for sharing that. So essentially, to me, it makes no sense that the CT Molotov should be any worse than the T Molotov. It should be as good, or I would say better, and because the CTs need it more. They need it at the start of the round to stop rushes. Ts don't necessarily need a Molotov. You can double HE angles, you can flash clear an angle, but to deny a rush, you need a Molotov. So yeah, just be aware of that. All right, I remember playing against Nouns FE, and they took mid by mauling doors and house, and it felt difficult to play against, especially since my team was used to breaking the house smoke to counter it. So, yeah, that's good. That's good. And to Zosi, that's talking about like that same ancient question you were asking. That's why there's a benefit to knowing different util combos on the same part of the map. It allows you to do things that the other team is not ready for. In those cases, right? Like they're using a double molly here. Well, you can also molly back. So if you know that's how they take their map control, you can deny that by throwing your own molly and then smoking on that and then flashing through. You can also go for the re-aggro, this one right here, where you just get that flash thrown in and then you're sort of trying to, okay, maybe it's a bit forward, but you're trying to make a timing off of when their molly ends and when they're not yet in comfortable spots. So that's something you can play around with. How far do you think you could throw a smoke grenade in real life? I've never touched a smoke grenade in real life, so I don't know how heavy they are, but hey, I work out, so I'm sure, you know, I'd throw it better than the average man. Oh, off the door. I'm assuming it's something like this, right? Where, and then he peeks with that. That might be a pretty cool flash to try out as well. Yeah, sure, certainly. Okay, let me jump into Anson's grenades on train. Also, the price is BS, I agree. True seems so obvious in retrospect, yeah. All right, let's go on to train to satisfy Anson. I hope I'm saying that right. Also, bro is confident in putting his actual picture in the chat on YouTube. I dig it, man. I dig it. All right, I prefer T. Yeah. And I prefer red when I'm on the T side. All right, let's get the first one, which is this right here. Whoa, are you sure this is the right one? This was the set pause you gave me, and I just ended up floating in the map. Let's try it again. It was train, right? Something is wrong. Hard to format it easily for. Oh, I see. So maybe you just had that wrong. Well, I can't really check the angle if you if I don't have the position. So how about? No, I did have no clip off. Like right now I'm not in no clip, and let me just try that first grenade you shared or first position you shared. What? Why did that not work? That's interesting. Why is set pause not working all of a sudden? Am I doing something wrong? I'm so lost. Yeah, see, I just did set pause, but... Oh. But... No, okay. The issue is... I see what the issue is. The issue is that this thing right here has too high of a Y. So let's just make this 48. And, okay, not even 48. Let's just do 60. And then we're going to get set. Yeah. So just be aware of that sometimes when you share set pause. Valve sets the set pause a bit higher than you were, so you fall into the position. And then sometimes, you know, Valve does silly things like this clipping, and then you're stuck. And then let's figure out this angle that you shared, which is this right here. All right, let's try it. It's going to be a... Oh, smoke for this. That's cool. That's cool. I mean, it works for your teammates that are coming out here. I'm sure that'd be great. I don't see anything wrong with also just smoking this and Z because it does give you more map control. But hey, maybe this is great for getting a plant. It is a bit harder to justify because if you're the one throwing this smoke and your teammates are the ones coming out of long dog, then you know you kind of have to like coordinate it with your teammates, and that's hard if you're playing a pug. So yeah. That's a great smoke. I mean, I'm glad you like it, Booyaka. I'm indifferent to it. It's fine, but I would feel like if I were playing a pug, it has very limited use. So just be aware of that. The other two set angs. Did you share something else? Because I don't see it, Anson. Yeah. No, if you want... So, for example, if you're in long dog, I made a video on this one. You can throw the first smoke, which is this, and this is actually just going to be straight up your... I don't know what people call this. I'm assuming. Camera smoke. Lands very simply. Let me just explain the lineup. You're just going to aim right here in the middle of this, and then just throw that, and that goes over the box. And then the other one is Z smoke, and there are a lot of easy lineups. Like the easiest one I think I know is you just sort of like do something like this, and that will just land in Z. Okay, that didn't, but you get the idea. You can play test it. But the one I like, the try-hard version, is this right here. So you'd aim at this dark spot. You're going to run to the bottom of this wood right there and then release it. And it will look like this. And this is a pretty cool smoke because I like the way it lands, and you'll see why. So it lands there. Smokes all the way to this corner, so they can't see anything. But it also spreads to the height of this. So if you use this smoke with that, that's great. Not a waffle. Meow, meow, meow. Oh, get away from me, you furry. All right. The other two sayings. That's fine. I'm glad you're sharing it, Anson, but I'm sure like those are much easier to line up, right? Like right here, this is precise smoke. But I could just maybe, I'm assuming I could just jump throw a smoke and that would, yeah, that's very close to Z. If I just aim at this corner right here, that would land there. And for camera, actually, you know what? Doesn't hurt to try. So let's try it. Oh, this is sandwich that you're sharing. Let's try it. Oh, that's kind of cool. Does it land in the middle? No, it doesn't land in the middle. That's not nice. That's not nice because, you know, CT could kind of just sit here. That's not a huge problem, but just be aware of it that, you know, you want a smoke that just reaches this corner. And also, by the time you get on the top of here, you can already be working map control. Which is why I just recommend if you want a sandwich smoke, you should throw the one that I posted, which was this one right here. At the bottom of this line, middle right there, and just do a run jump throw. I hope that lands. If it doesn't, I'll look funny. Of course it lands. First time. But yeah, there we go. This is pretty good. The CTs may try to play around it, but easy pre-fire, and you know it's just how smokes are. But the advantage of this one is it covers the same things, but it also allows you to lurk through the smoke to get here or get here if you want to. So it just gives you more space. So that's something that you can try out. Yeah, I mean, it's good that you're trying to find non-insta ones, but hey, I'm also on top of that, Hanson. So you know you gotta catch up, buddy. Can you show us good B exec with flashes that don't blind players entering? I mean, I saw one today on Jackson's channel, CS2 channel, which was this one right here. You just aim at this wire where it meets the wood and just throw it. And you throw it from this stuck spot right here. And I'm pretty sure this one doesn't blind your teammates. So where does it land? Also, I should just do spec show so you can see where the grenades are going. All right, let's see where this one goes. So it lands right here, and I think it doesn't blind your teammates because they don't get blinded. Yeah, see, that covers it. So that's a cool lineup I saw on Jackson's channel. A viewer of his found that. So highly recommend that one. Just aim at the top of the wire where it hits the ceiling and just throw that. That's a pretty cool flash. And all from the same spot. That's true, but hey, if you're throwing it from spawn and then running somewhere else, it doesn't even need to be from the same spot. The other thing is, why do you want to throw a chain of smokes that from the same spot, but that isn't even an execute? Like, it's a different thing if you're throwing like an exec, but it's if you're just throwing it to take a small part of map control, you shouldn't be throwing like 2 or 3 smokes. So it's okay. It's not that necessary. What's the command I use to zoom in screen? I'll show you. Just look at my bind up arrow. That is the command right here. This. You can only use it on a cheat server, and then I just have the down arrow, if you want that, set to this, and that just brings it back to normal. So I can zoom in and out, give you a headache. And then I also have a fancy crosshair, yeah. Have you seen the 3 Nico wallbangs on train? Pretty consistent, easy to line up. I have. I would put it this way, wallbangs are great. It depends on how much you want to grind that map. If that's how you want to approach train, you should learn the wallbangs. I think that that's a bit more on the elite level when you know the timings and positions of your enemies and how to counter that. Versus like in your actual games, an op wallbang lineup at the start might be cool, but besides that, don't waste your time with too many wallbangs that are so situational and precise. Top left of the M. I have no clue what you're talking about, LRJ. Sorry. We're a bit lost right now. Yeah, so the current work in progress is I'm trying to figure out some util bet lineup for train T side where I can just throw all the util from the same spot. So for example, this smoke right here is a really cool Z smoke because the CTs don't see it coming, like, and it lands on the inside so it doesn't bloom out at all. So once it bounces and then it lands, it smokes till the doorway. It doesn't spread out at all. So it helps you fight for bomb control right here, like bomb site control, deeper bomb site control. So